Well, Dan Hooker, obviously, we appreciate your time joining us from Dubai, middle of the day over there, I believe, 9 p.m. New Zealand time. How's everything been over the last couple of weeks, man?
Oh yeah, just cruising. Yeah, well, it's only 1 week.
Yeah.
I'm only 1 week, 1 week moved, but no, it's so we're just cruising along. Like got my routine down. The boys here, they do like their main bulk of their training in the morning. So I get up in the morning. It's like a 10 a.m. session. So we train for an hour and a half, 2 hours. I just got back, showered up midday, and now we're chilling on the beach for the rest of the day. So it's I can't complain about life, if I'm being honest.
I've seen Bam Bam two of us in the old Instagram. Did you know he was training over there before you got there?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I did. I knew he was here. I knew his coach was here as well. Sean Sullivan. That's the reason that he's come over, and I've got a few training partners, well, guys I trained with throughout the years in Tiger Muay Thai, um, that are training at TK MMA Fit as well. So it's good to see some friendly faces, and it is a good yeah, a lot of new gyms when you go are like real hostile, and you crash into each other, and there's they kind of test you out and things. But no, it's been like a really cool environment, and that kind of comes down to the culture that the head coach puts together. So yeah, Coach Sean's been doing a great job of building a strong culture there, where they'll welcome me and Nate with open arms, and we've just been getting the reps in, and been able to train every day ever since.
How's Dubai been treating you? What have you been getting up to over there?
Oh, we're like just because I knew I had so much time, because I knew I had a month. There was like no real rush um, to see everything, so we're just getting a lay of the land. We're in the marina, so what's it? It's called is like the marina and then the city, but we've just been exploring everything. Checked out like like the main attractions is like the Burj Khalifa, which is the it's like the tallest building in the world. It's funny, I tagged it as like it was like a dad joke. I wrote like tag like Wiz Khalifa. You should have seen the amount of messages I got saying
I was
it's
going to
the
say I saw a few of those pop up on Twitter.
so, I saw like I was just like, oh my dad, like when you're it wasn't even a funny joke. Like it wasn't even it was like a dad. I was not even proud of it to start with. Like it's just like a dad joke, but then having to explain to people your dad joke is just like real dry. So I just I'll leave it. I'll leave it. I'll move on. I'll move on. Went over some people's heads, but now weather's sick. Beach is beautiful. People are cool. I got no complaints.
Oh, that's good to hear. Good to hear. We were talking off air about how things vary, win and loss. I assumed you would have had a few messages and well wishes after UFC 257, but like you explained, it was a little bit different. Can you just touch on that again for the viewers?
Oh, like of course people like they reach out just to make sure like they reach out, because I don't know what they're expecting you to be after a loss like that, but they just reach out and let you know that they watch the fight and they understand like how everything played out. But it's like a funny situation, because obviously I have a few losses on my record, so this is not my first time around this merry-go-round. But there's like nothing anyone can say that's gonna make you feel any better. Like people can be like, "You're the man," like "You're awesome," "You're still like really." It's still like, they're not gonna make you feel any better. But on like the same hand, there's two sides to that coin. Is that no one can say anything that's gonna make you feel any worse. Like people message you and they're just like, "Oh, you're shit, you're chinny, like you can't cut it, like you should just quit now." Like there's like two sides to the coin, but no one can say anything that's gonna make you feel any worse, and no one can say anything that makes you feel any better. Which is, man, at the end of the day, this is the roller coaster of the sport, and if the lows weren't so low, the highs wouldn't be so high. This is like it's an incredible roller coaster of a sport, and it's just a sport that I have just a massive love-hate relationship with. But it's like people have addictions to a lot of things that are very deconstructive. I feel like if you're gonna get on any kind of roller coaster, this is I'm providing for my family out of this roller coaster, so it's like yeah, it's got a solid justification for my addiction.
It's a good way to put it. As you told Submission Radio yesterday, obviously the gloves coming off in the octagon, you're not retiring, which is great to hear. I mean, you're only, what, 31 in a couple of weeks? Plenty of time, man. But why was this loss so different? Why did you get that response after this
Well,
loss?
that's the first time I've been yeah, like not even felt like I've been in a fight. It's happened. It's the first time I've ever been knocked out, but it's or like stop with strikes or hitting the chin and then stop with follow-up shots. It's like it was the last one to honestly tick off the list, or to tick off the bucket list. I've done everything else. I've been choked out. So I was just like, that feeling, that's definitely not the first time I've had that feeling of like waking up in the ring and just being like, you're just standing there like, this didn't go well. I think it was worse when I got like I fought in China against like this jacked up Chinese dude. He like choked me out in the first round. And like the same thing, like I was like, whoa, I like come to. This was worse. I like come to in the ring and I was just like, all right, I'm in the ring. Okay, fight hasn't started yet. And then they like lift the other guy's hand and I was going, well, this didn't go well. So it's like I was like more coherent. I was like more coherent in that fight. Man, I was just out there moving. Like I felt good, felt pretty sharp, felt like I could see everything. Just a punch. I just got caught with a punch I didn't see. So that's like the only bit where I like lost a bit of time. And then I was like, so you're going from there and you're just remembering like moving around like, all right, this is going good. This is going good. I can see everything. And then the next thing, my like forehead is on the mat and I'm like looking at the canvas. I'm going, well, I got no idea how I ended up here, but I was like, this is not going well. And then I was like, all right, let's get back to our feet. It's like time to get up. And then I could feel him like landing the shots on the side of my head. And I was like telling my legs, I was like, and now, and now, and go. I was like, go. And the buses just wouldn't work. I was just like, bye. And then you're just standing there like not even felt like you got in a fight. Yeah. That's like I think like Israel said the same thing. That was like his biggest fear. And that was always my biggest fear in combat sports, was to be like knocked out of a punch without getting into a fight. That's like your biggest fear. But now that you experience it, I can't say it's any worse than any of my other losses, if I'm being honest.
Just on that, you said you felt really good in there. Like it wasn't, like you mentioned the roller coaster before. It was really interesting for me just watching the social media over the week leading into the fight. Like everyone was raving about like all your media ops. The Charles Oliveira's being called Charlie Olives now by so many people. And obviously I messaged you saying you'd been killing it. No, I did not jinx you.
Jinx me, Bob.
Nah. I don't believe in jinxes. But anyway,
it's solely your fault.
All my fault. Yeah, I take full blame for it.
From here, put that in your bloody headline.
Yeah.
I made Dan Hooker lose the fight.
It's my fault Dan Hooker got knocked out. Anyway, after the fight, I saw a lot of comments saying, "Oh, you looked slow, you looked tired, you looked like you didn't want to be there." I was blogging this at work, and as soon as the fight finished, I had someone come up to me and say, "Oh, the guys down there said he just looked slow and lethargic, and oh, maybe he didn't have a great weight cut." But you felt fine, clearly.
Oh, but like it's like people need like a reason, right? They need like a justification for why things happen. Well, not so much. They're looking to get an excuse out of you. They want you to give them an excuse. So once you give them an excuse, oh man, this happened. Oh, I put the wrong undies on before I went to the show, and that's why I lost. And then they can, tell their friends like, oh, no, I'm still a Dan Hooker fan because he put the wrong undies on last time, so that's why he lost. So I can still support him now. You can go back and look at any fight I've ever had, and lost. I've never once given a justification, or I've never once given a reason, because the only people that are looking for a justification for a loss are looking for that justification because they need a reason to support you. And those people, I feel like they don't truly believe in you anyway. So I don't need people on the bandwagon, so to speak. Like, this is like you follow the sport for long enough, you realize that crazy things happen, and things just happen. And the only way I can describe this sport is like you're playing a game of chess. So me and you are sitting across from each other with a game of chess, but then on the side there's like a game of snap as well. So it's like an incredibly easy game where anyone can win at any time. But at the same time, there's like a very high level chess match going on. So we're out here playing chess, and 2 cards in, you just go snap, I win. It's like, it's a funny sport. Like, crazy things can happen, but I'm not going to give anyone an excuse. Like, I will make changes. I will correct things behind the scene, but I'm not going to give a justification for it. I'm not going to give any excuse. I take sole and full responsibility for the loss, and I will make the changes, and I will get better, and I will improve. And the people that truly support me and really get behind me, they don't need a justification anyway. They're going to support you regardless. So those are the people that I fight for. Those are the people that believe in me, and that I look to inspire. Not looking to gain fans out of it. I'm not looking to change people's mind about me. If you think I'm a bum and you think I'm chinny and you never think I'm going to be world champion, then I don't care if you support me or don't support me. Like, I believe in myself, and at the end of the day, that's the only thing you need.
On that, Dustin Poirier said, I think it was last night or a couple of days ago, to ESPN, just kind of on that, saying like, you need to trash talk, you need to call people out now to really get your name out there. Whereas, a good fighter, they just have to, they have to do that to build themselves up at the moment. Is that kind of how you feel? Like, you could go out and put on the best performance of your life, but if you're not talking shit afterwards, no one's really going to give you the time of day.
I think this is a moment in time for the sport, but I still think that the sport will, in my career, will evolve past it. That's what I truly believe. I still feel like it's like that now. Like, you're more likely to get headlines, which means you're more likely for the UFC to see it and get behind it and support it. But you can even look at the last press conference, with me, Chandler, like Poirier and McGregor. Like, there was none of that. And that was more like a high level sport press conference. Like, if you go and you watch like a world championship football match post fight press conference, like, it's the professional operation. You go watch the best tennis players in the world do a post-match press conference. Like, when they say something that's like controversial, it's like really not controversial. Like, it's like super professional, and everyone's like super respectful. And I feel like the sport is evolving past that. It's a moment in time, and I still feel like it's like got its benefits at the moment, but I don't see it as a part of the long-term frame of the sport.
How's the body feeling now? What, a little bit over a week removed from the fight?
Yeah, like actually nothing. Like actually, yeah, that's like the funny part about it, right? Is that I felt fine the Sunday after the fight, and I trained, I think, like Tuesday I jumped into jiu-jitsu and my body felt like completely fine. I'm still not an idiot. Like I'm not gonna go into get punched in the head for a couple of months. Like that's not it's not in my that's not my foreseeable future plans that I have. But like my body feels good, which is like the strangest thing about it. And I think it's the reason why you see a lot of fighters after something like that, like turn around and want to get redemption too fast and jump back into the fray too fast without taking like the necessary amount of time off.
Did the UFC give you a stand down period of however long, or are you just kind of self sorting that out yourself?
They knock you well, they handed me a little bit of paper after the fight that said like 45 days stand down. I don't even know what that paper means. Like you're gonna you in the sport, no, like, and especially with concussion, like no one's gonna look at, like, it's the hard science behind concussion, and there's no machine you can sit in and they put it on your head and they go, yep, you don't have concussion. Like that is not a thing. That doesn't exist. If you want to lie about your concussion symptoms and get back out there, you can do that very quickly. Concussion is something that you have to be very honest with yourself about, which is difficult for a lot of athletes. And that's the reason why in like American football and rugby, like they were encouraged to ignore the concussion symptoms. But it's something you have to be like very honest with yourself. But honestly, like I had concussion symptoms from the Poirier fight, but not from this fight.
Right. Yeah.
But I did get punched like 150 times less, which
yeah, that probably helps things.
Which might have something to do with that.
Yeah, maybe, but I mean, in the Poirier fight, you didn't get knocked out, so it's like swings and roundabouts.
It's like the physics of the human anatomy. Like people are gonna say that, of course, like, oh well, you got hit with that one shot and knocked out. The last two fights you got hit 300 times and didn't get knocked out. Like it could have happened in those other two fights. If any of those punches landed in that right spot, right time, perfect placement, right on the jaw, like it's just, I have to thank my lucky stars that didn't happen in Auckland in front of 10,000 people that I know and love. That would have been a lot more difficult to take. Like you just have to. It's just like it's the human anatomy, it's the physics of the human anatomy. I was just lucky in those other two fights. That didn't happen.
After the fight, what was your, I guess, initial movements? Did you call the wife and the family back home, or was it more you just took a little while to yourself before you put messages back to the family?
No, like I went back to the hotel, and yeah, like that's like one of the first things I do is I called my wife, just let them know that you're fine. Like I was just gave them a call, and I was just like, they're like, oh shit, how are you? And I was just like, yeah, I'm fine. It's like it happens. Yeah. So I just pretty much just my girls, just like my daughter, my wife, my mother, and my sisters. are like the only. They're like the only. There's like a handful of people that I apologize to for the result. Outside of that, it is what it is.
Because we were in at CKB the other day with obviously Kai and Carlos having their fights announced, and obviously we asked around just if anyone had heard from you, because at that point you were still radio silence. Everyone was sort of wondering where you were off to, and yeah, everyone was just like, nah, haven't heard from him. Eugene said he spoke with you for a little bit, but was like, oh, he didn't say that much, but Dan doesn't say that much anyway, so.
Like there, yeah, I just didn't feel like any need to, like, it actually is what it is. Like, if you don't want things like this to happen, like, you need to play another sport. Like, these things are always a possibility. Yeah, those guys, the guys in the gym, my teammates, my coaches, like that. What explanation can I give? Like, there's no possible. Like, I'm just gonna sit there and be like, yep. So, yeah, got caught with a punch. Yep. So I'm pretty disappointed. And like, it just. I feel like it was all implied, like nothing needed to be said. They already knew, like, what happened. They already knew how I would be taking that. Like, it's nothing. Yeah, I just felt like nothing needed to be said.
I mean, why waste the words, right?
I don't generally waste words.
No. Well aware of that. How many fights do you have left on your current contract?
4. I got 4 fights.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. That's just handy to know. Obviously, you've still got another couple of weeks over in Dubai. You're there for your birthday, right? Or are you back in isolation for your birthday? Like, what do the next few weeks look like for you?
Yeah, I'll be here. Do you get a 31st birthday? Is that like a?
I don't know. Do you stop counting at 30 or?
Not like stop counting, but I don't feel like you get like.
Everyone has a birthday, man.
You get like 18. You get like 21. Maybe 25. Like 30. 31. Your mates will like just pat you on the back or something. It's not.
I don't know. Some people like spending their birthday with their family.
But I'm over here with Nate. He doesn't even drink beer. What are we gonna go out and have a Diet Coke? Like,
woo!
He's an alien. And at $20, it's $20 for a beer over here.
Yeah,
you can't. You like that. You can only buy beer or in the like a hotel. It's like $20. And if you go to the liquor store, you need a license, and it takes like a month to apply for like the liquor license.
So just on the waters then.
Drinking my sorrows is off the table, mate. I'm way too tight-fisted to drink my sorrows. Like,
not surprised. $20 for a beer. She's steep, and I thought Auckland was steep.
$20.
All good, man. And I guess just finally, before I let you go and do your thing, what do you have planned in Dubai? Like, if anything, like if there's one thing that you particularly want to do over there, whether it's just training, more training.
I'm trying to think now. It's just catching up with good people. Like, I've met new people, catching up with old friends. Like, it's just good to throw back to like my younger days, where you're just traveling, experiencing, hanging out with good people, eating good food, and taking a bit of time to smell the roses, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, totally get that. All good, man. Well, Dan Hooker, thank you very much for your time. If anyone watching wants to, I guess, get more info on when Dan's trying to turn things back around, who he wants next, and all that kind of thing, we'll drop the Submission Radio interview down below. Yeah. Thank
What
you
I
very
tell them,
much,
I
bro.
told them, they asked me, hey, so what's going on with the title picture? And I just said, I don't give a flying fuck about what's going on with the title picture.
Exactly. Yeah, for all that great content.
Who are you gonna fight next? I couldn't give a fuck. Yeah, I saved
Someone
people
will come
clicking
up.
I saved people clicking on the link. The answers are I don't give a fuck and I couldn't care less are the two answers to those questions.